Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So for today's video, we are doing something I love doing every single season at the end of the NBA offseason, and that is putting one player on every single NBA team back into their prime. Because, you know, every single offseason, you got all these old heads that were once like the best players in the NBA signing with these championship teams, trying to bring them an ounce of what they once were. I'm looking at you today, Paul Millsap, who just signed with the Brooklyn Nets, or you even got like the Lakers, who essentially signed the entire 2012 NBA All-Star team to their team this season, man. So we're going through every single NBA team here. I'm going to show you guys everybody that I added. Now, you guys let me know in the comment section below. If you could add one player on your team to their prime, who would it be? Because like the Lakers, for example, there were so many people to choose from. So which guy would you like to see the prime of the Lakers and all that good stuff, man? Also, if you guys don't mind leaving a like on this video, would be greatly appreciated. And of course, subscribing to the channel. And for people that don't know either, I did start a TikTok and I've been having so much freaking fun over there. Like, it's non-basketball content, but I don't know. I really like making like just like short jokes and stuff like that, man. I'm just stupid like that. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun over there. So link to that in the description below. And yes, let's go ahead and get going on this video by first off showing you guys the roster that I kind of put together. So for the Philadelphia 76ers, and keep in mind, man, like some teams obviously had better guys to put into the prime than others. There were some cases where I just had to like really kind of reach at the bottom of the barrel. 76ers not being the case though, man. We gave them prime Andre Drummond. Yes, Andre Drummond, you know, stat-wise, you knew how to put up numbers. It didn't lead to wins or anything like that, but that also led to us putting Joel at power forward so these guys can start together, and they are going to literally be a two-headed monster. I don't know literally because they're actual humans and not monsters, but yes. Okay, next up we have the Milwaukee Bucks. I went with that prime Brook Lopez from the Brooklyn Nets days, all-time leading scorer for that franchise, by the way, so yeah, I thought that was probably the best route to go. I mean, I guess maybe Drew Holiday could have got a little better, but I still think he's really good anyway. So yeah, I thought Brook was the way to go. For the Chicago Bulls, had to go with prime DeMar DeRozan from the Toronto Raptor days. You guys remember, man, like he was like the second or third best shooting guard for a while behind guys like well, obviously James Harden, and then people would actually compare like DeMar to like Klay Thompson and stuff. So yeah, he used to definitely know how to ball out. Still does, but just a little bit older now. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, I mean, they had 17 power forwards, but I decided to go with Kevin Love in his prime. I guess if you have 17 power forwards, make sure one of them is the best on your team, and that's going to be Kevin Love for this video. For the Boston Celtics, I went with prime Al Horford. So you could say this is either from like the Hawk days or maybe like the early on Celtic days, but 88 overall power forward position. Definitely going to help formulate a big three with the rest of the squad over here. For the Clippers, I went with mini LeBron. Yes, guys, Eric Bledsoe, if you guys don't remember, like once upon a time, the dude was a baller, especially in Phoenix. I don't think, yeah, his early on Clipper days wasn't the greatest, but Phoenix days were definitely like all-star caliber. So we did him based off that 86 overall. He's definitely going to help this team out. For the Memphis Grizzlies, a team that did not really have anybody to go with. So I decided to make Steven Adams a little bit better from like when he played like Kevin Durant and like Russell Westbrook and all that. He was a little bit better now. So that's what we had to do. For the Atlanta Hawks, I did decide to go with prime Lou Williams just because, you know, one of the greatest six men of all time in my opinion, and that's kind of what this team needed. I was thinking maybe Gallinari, but they already have John Collins as the starting power forward, so I thought Lou was definitely the way to go. For the Miami Heat, why are we on point guards? I do not know. I went with Victor Oladipo. Now, obviously, you can make a case for like Kyle Lowry, but he's still playing really good basketball. So I didn't really think to upgrade him, but Oladipo was like once like all-star caliber shooting guard and everything like that. He's just had really bad luck with injuries. He will be the missing piece if he can come back completely 100%, which I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But for the Charlotte Hornets, I went with Utah Jazz, Gordon Hayward, just go-to scorer for this team, which they kind of, you know, need, I would say. Just like that guy that can get you 20 points per game no matter what. For the Utah Jazz, so I was thinking maybe Mike Conley, but he did make the All-Star team last year, so I went with prime Rudy Gay. If you guys remember him from the Memphis Grizzlies days, that's really when I was first getting into basketball and everything. This guy was a walking bucket, so yes, he'll definitely help with the scoring on this team. For the Sacramento Kings, another team that did not really have any like great player to choose from, so I went with like a younger Harrison Barnes back from like the Warrior days or whatever. It's the best I could really do. He went up like 2 rating points in this. For the New York Knicks, prime Derrick Rose. So, you know, they have Kemba Walker on the team, but ain't nobody beating out prime Derrick Rose in this case here, man. So Kemba's going to be at the 2 spot, and yeah, this is going to be a dangerous team for the simulation. For the Los Angeles Lakers, I decided to go with prime Carmelo Anthony. Now, I do realize that maybe somebody like a prime Dwight Howard would make more sense, but I've done that before in a video. So I was like, I want to see what prime Melo's like on this Lakers team, and yeah, I'm all here for it, man. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. For the Orlando Magic, not a lot of good players, so I went with like Markelle Fultz, I guess, when he had some promise. And like even like last year for the injury, he was pretty good, so I put his rating back up. But that's, I guess, no, I mean, Terrence Ross, I guess the best would be like maybe like an 82 overall. So yeah, for the Dallas Mavericks, I went with prime Kristaps Porzingis before he completely lost his confidence in himself and his game and realized that, well, he needs to realize that he's not like a 5'5 shooting guard. He's a 7'3 freaking power forward. So, okay, I need to calm down, Crispy. It is Kristaps' fault. He's doing it to himself, but still, okay. For the Brooklyn Nets, I decided to go with prime Blake Griffin. Now, I kind of wanted to go with Paul Millsap just because he was the newest addition to the team today, and he was still really nice himself, but I feel like people would have yelled at me. So I went with prime Blake Griffin. For the Denver Nuggets, I was deciding between Aaron Gordon and Jeff Green. Aaron Gordon probably like in his prime, like a few more rating points better, but Jeff Green I decided to go with. No big reason, just he was nice back in the day. For the Indiana Pacers, did not really have a lot of good players to go with, so I went with prime TJ Warren before the injuries, you know, bubble Warren as we know him as when he was dropping like damn 50-point games and everything. For the Pelicans, I went with Jonas Valanciunas. If you guys look at his stats, he's had some really decent seasons, especially early on with the Memphis Grizzlies and everything, so I guess his first year with the Memphis Grizzlies. So we kind of did it based off that. I think he was around like an 85 overall, something like that. For the Detroit Pistons, this one really tore me up because there was nobody to choose from. So I had to make some damn assumptions here, and I decided to go with Kelly Olynyk. Last year's version on the Houston Rockets when he was dropping 20 points per game. I think he was like an 82 overall. So not happy about this one as a Piston fan, but I'll get over it. For the Toronto Raptors, prime Goran Dragic. We all know he doesn't really want to be on the Raptors. He kind of stated that out loud to like the media, which was not a great look. But yeah, younger version, Phoenix Suns days. He'll be nice with him and Fred VanVleet in the backcourt. For the Houston Rockets, head coach John Wall, obviously. I would love if there was like a prime young John Wall on this team, because can you imagine like him and like Jalen Green in the backcourt together? Oh my god, like that's gonna be dangerous. But even the simulation is gonna be pretty dang good. Just I don't think there's like enough like talent for them to make the playoffs in this though, but John Wall's gonna make everybody better. For the Spurs, not a lot of good guys to choose from, so I went with Thaddeus Young. Let's move on. For the Phoenix Suns, had to go with Pelicans, or I guess Hornets, Chris Paul, 97 overall. Man, I wish he was young, bro. I wish he was younger, man, and just could like be on the team for the next 10 years with Devin Booker. For the OKC Thunder, had to go with prime Derek Favors. You guys remember he was a 3rd overall pick? He was, I think, by the Utah Jazz. No, I think it was by the Nets, wasn't it? It was either the Nets or the Jazz. I know he wasn't on I'm still don't know who it was. Okay. For the Minnesota Timberwolves, I decided to go with D'Angelo Russell, 86 overall. 2K had him at like an 82 overall. This is from the Brooklyn Nets days where he made the All-Star team. So yeah, if he can play up to that again, watch out next season for the Timberwolves. Trailblazers, had to go with prime CJ McCollum. Not really a lot of other good choices. Maybe Nurkic, I guess, but CJ was like an 82 overall, so we made him younger again. For the Golden State Warriors, had to go with Iguodala, man. You know, little laser beams pointed at the earth, whatever you want to say there. We went with him, so I was good with that. He was a big part of the Golden State Warriors team, but this is the 76ers version. And then for the Wizards, I decided to go with Kuzma. Back in like his rookie season, sophomore year, where people said he was going to be better than Jason Tatum. So it's the best I could do. There wasn't really anybody else to really upgrade all that much. So yeah, man, those are the teams. I am now going to go ahead and simulate the season. As far as the team that I want to follow, I mean, to be honest, I think it's probably going to come down to the Lakers and Brooklyn Nets. But I'm also really curious, you know, looking at that Lakers team, how they would do in their prime and Melo playing with everybody. So I've already done the rotations and everything too. So, yeah, let's go ahead and simulate this NBA season and see which player has the biggest impact on their team in the prime. Okay, so somewhat surprisingly, the Lakers went 47-34 in this, 4th in the Western Conference. So I'm trying to think, like, who made their team that much damn better, right? Over a prime Carmelo Anthony on this Lakers team. So we got one more game here against the Suns. Looks like they're really good. Simulate their day, which makes sense. They were in the finals last year. You had Chris Paul. Giannis still getting MVP. Does that make him the greatest player of all time? No, I'm just joking, man. LaMelo is Rookie of the Year because it's 2K21. Jalen Suggs as 6th man. Marco Fultz start in. Giannis Defensive Player, Michael Porter Most Improved, and Mike is Coach of the Year. Okay, so we got All-NBA first with no big-time surprises there. All-NBA second. What I'm noting, like none of the prime guys making it, man. Damn, I guess they're just not meant for this era of basketball. Wow, not a single prime guy made it. I am actually like baffled by that. We got Chris Paul all defensive first. No, wait, yeah, all defensive first. And then Andre Iguodala, I guess, too, man. But, wow, very surprised by all that. So I'm curious about these standings. So let's go to the standings real quick here. And we got the Clippers with Eric Bledsoe as number 1. Utah Jazz with Rudy Gay. Okay, Phoenix Suns, Lakers. Hey, they told me to shut my bitch ass up, man. I said they weren't going to make the playoffs, and this man was John Wall, and they got the 5th seed. So then we got Pelicans with Jonas Valanciunas. Minnesota and Portland made it with prime CJ McCollum. So who didn't make it? OKC Thunder. The Warriors did not make it, man, with Prime Iguodala on this team. Wow, disrespectful right there. Denver didn't make it with Jeff Green. I guess he cursed the team or something. Mavericks the worst team with Prime Porzingis. What? Okay. Eastern Conference, Milwaukee, 76ers, Toronto, Miami, Brooklyn, New York, and the Atlanta Hawks, Washington Wizards with Prime Kyle Kuzma over Russell Westbrook. I guess Kuzma's better than Westbrook. This is what this is trying to say. My Pistons almost made it. Almost. Celtics did not make the playoffs. Pacers out of it. Charlotte gone. Cleveland and the Magic. And my God. Really, 2K? You got the Bulls with Prime DeRozan as the worst team in the NBA. What? I am so just... I mean, it's stupid, but also entertaining. That's the way I could put it, man. It's stupid as hell, but it's entertaining. I gotta see. I mean, I'm just gonna go through the stats real quick here, see how everybody did. But yeah, man, so you guys get a pretty good idea. John Wall, I mean, he had that team beast, and like, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I really need to see this Bulls team though in a second here, man. I can't believe Iguodala had not that big of an impact. Kuzma had 14 points. It's fine. Bro, look at that right there. I mean, that's deadly, bro. That's literally, that's damn 50 points a game from the front court like that. So DeRozan balled out, and I will say too, I did have him starting, by the way. I know it says both shooting guard, but they were both starting, so I did make sure of that. Wow, I am so confused. Lonzo's on the team too and everything too, right? So I can't really explain that one. I wish I could, but I cannot. I cannot explain that one, man. So if you want to pause and kind of take a deeper look at your team, feel free to do so. But, okay, we're back at it with the Lakers. Let's go ahead, man, simulate these playoffs. Simulate round 1. I still have the Lakers winning it all. Phoenix Suns gone with Chris Paul. Houston Rockets gone. Portland gone. Washington gone. Philadelphia gone in the first round. Raptors gone. Heat gone. Minnesota gone. Okay, so these are the teams moving on. No, I mean, listen, I don't really think seeding matters all that much in the NBA anymore, so I'm not, like, surprised that, like, the Hawks are there or, like, the Knicks or whatever, right? So, all right, here we go. Nets are gone. Thank God. I'm sick of the Nets winning everything in the video. Clippers gone, Jazz gone, and the Knicks are gone. So, okay. I mean, the Lakers team I've been following, so I maybe want to go with them. But I'm almost kind of rooting for the Hawks, just like Lou Williams, man. Show that respect, right? Simulate round right here. And the Hawks are gone, and the Pelicans are gone. So we do got the Lakers-Bucks matchup. Let's go ahead and simulate round, see how this goes. And the Los Angeles Lakers with prime Carmelo Anthony winning the NBA championship. Not surprised by that whatsoever. Was a little surprised by the seeding, I guess. But yeah, man, that's all we have for today's video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. This was a ton of fun to make. It always is. It really always is. And I'm sure when 2K22 comes out, I'll probably do it again at some point. Maybe I'll try to switch up the players or something. But yeah, that's all we got. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace out, my friends.